I'm Tony Catalano.
I'm Lisa Catalano.
We have a backpack ministry that the purpose behind it was to be prepared to help someone in need when we drive by and see someone.
We were down in Swami's in Encinitas. We pulled into this beach to check out the waves and everything, and there was a homeless lady there, and we had a backpack. Giving her the backpack, you see him talking and you see her talking, and then she's just opening up the backpack, and she's so stoked with everything she has. You know, she was so stoked.
It was like Christmas. Had to have a comb, to have a blanket, to have a bottle of water, which we take for granted because we're
and I'll never
we're super
forget
blessed.
That lady. So, never.
Yeah.
You know, just to see God work like that and fill us. You know, the more we do, the more God wants us to do, and He puts it in our hearts, and we just want to keep doing more and more and more.
Where it says, you know, Lord, when did we see you thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you naked and give you clothing? He said, when you done this to the least of them, least of my brothers and sisters, you did it unto me.
I'm Martha Anderson, and I have been blessed to be able to facilitate the HELPS ministry for the last few years. And I have about 65 to 75 volunteers that help out with all the needs in the church. And it's really been a walk of faith for me to see how God meets all of these needs, even when I think they're humanly impossible or going to be very difficult. We had a case where we were doing repairs on a woman's home, and the neighbors were asking, you know, what's going on? Why are these people here? What are they doing? And she was able to share with them, well, they're from my church. You know, I can't afford to get this work done, but they know it's important and they're doing it for me. And so it was a witness to the neighbors. We've also been able to bring meals sometimes to people who are not actually part of the church, maybe not even believers. And so it's really been an encouragement to them too, and a witness to them to see what the church is doing and what God is doing through His people.
My name's Ashleen Quarto. I'm working with kindergarten through second grade children's ministry. I have a background in early childhood education. I'm a preschool teacher currently, and David, who I've known throughout my life, approached me and asked me if I would consider working with this age group, and he thought that I would do really well. At first I was like, oh no, I'm so busy, but God has big, big plans for this. I said yes, and He's continuing to bless that yes. So just recently we talked about saying yes to God, and there were a group of boys that we're talking to, and I talked to one of them and I said, what is God saying yes to you? And he's like, I don't know. I don't go through anything difficult. So someone else said, I think God's saying yes to me being an example to my friends at school. I turned to the boy that said he didn't face anything, and I said, do you think God's asking you to say yes to that? And he said, yeah, I think so. And I said, do you think that if you let God use you and you say yes to Him, that you'll show His power and in His strength? And he said, yeah. And I thought that was super cool because, you know, coming into the situation, he may not have thought about where God's calling him, but through the power of community in our kindergarten through second grade camp ministry, he then thought that he can be used. God can anoint him with the power to spread His word.
My name is Scott Orell. I'm part of the 3rd through 5th grade ministry. Before, Tori was working with all K through 5th graders, and sometimes they would split them up for certain things. And so Ashleen is now in charge of the kindergarten through 2nd graders, and I'm in charge of the 3rd through 5th graders. Life is a lot different for a kindergartner compared to a 5th grader. You know, they have different struggles, they have different emotions, different thought processes. Splitting them up in those age groups, we think we can better communicate the gospel in a way that those kids can really consume it and understand it in their own brain development. It's been humbling because I'm super passionate about depth, and my degree it's in religious studies, but I've studied like theology and Greek and some of these concepts and ideas in Christianity, and to try to figure out how to articulate the gospel for little kids has been challenging for me, but also like super, super awesome. And so my relationship with God has really been flourishing as I've been bringing it back to a 3rd through 5th grader and trying to see life and Christianity and the gospel through what they're going through in life and what their struggles look like.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Knudsen with one of the team members for Seaside's Women's Ministry.
Hi, I'm Shar Goodman, also a team member with Seaside Women's Ministry.
And we've come to realize that Seaside women are all in. They are excited, they want to be involved, They want to get into the Word and know God, and our purpose is to help support families growing through all aspects of life. We just recently, last weekend, we stripped wallpaper off the new youth center, and we just put a random email out, and we had the best time. We had all ages, and it was so much fun, and we just had fellowship time. We got to share God's love and growing closer, just giving back.
Serving together is where you bond with people, whether it's making blankets together for Royal Family Kids Camp, or if it's getting together and serving in a growth group, or just whatever it is. But it's serving together, and it's serving the women of Seaside. It's supporting the women of Seaside, serving together, and teaching. I think all of that.
Hi, my name is Grant, and I am the overseer of Seaside Community Church's D groups. It's been really cool this past couple years because we've seen so many people from our church step up to lead D groups. We've got 40 people leading 120 youth. It's really cool now that we've got 8 people who are overseeing the 40 different D group leaders to keep them encouraged and keep them accountable and online with the commitments that they've made to reach out to and disciple our young people here at Seaside. Because so many kids have been in our D group program for quite a while now, a number of those young people want to be D group leaders themselves. And so we've got quite a few high school and college age students who are discipling. And that's the whole goal for Seaside's D group program, is that people who are discipled will become disciple makers.
Hi, I'm John Boyer, one of the pastors here at Seaside Community Church. It's interesting to me that we've always been a church meeting in a school. Our very first purchase of a building was an orphanage down in Tijuana. Our second building was a church in Uganda, Africa. And to think that we've been a blessing, outside of Huntington Beach, that's a good thing. Seeing this building here, our new warehouse, to reach more junior high and high school kids that have a space where we can reach out and really gather young people, some of which have never been introduced to Christ. And so we get to introduce them to Christ. We get to encourage them to grow in their relationship with Jesus Christ. This past year, losing my mom, who was one of the greatest cheerleaders of Seaside, and the confidence of life everlasting has never been burning stronger in my life. Just knowing hey, this life's temporary. My mom right now is where she really, really wants to be, And there's been something in me that's grown my desire to to be with Christ. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. And I'm believing that more and more and more.